Good evening and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Well, let's get our first harvest off the raspberry plant, shall we? There he is. Let's pluck him. Pluck! There we go. And I got my strawberries today too, y'all. There they are. And yeah, I'm dirty. Well, it looks as if RuPaul has finally decided to give a little action here. Okay, so I'm looking at all the new male blooms, of course, as usual. And I decided not to pluck them off. I said, well, I'll just leave them. And I said, I'll just let this plant do whatever. Well, it looks as if I finally have a female, y'all. Look right. Hold on. Gotta get it focused. Wait a minute. It won't focus. I gotta get this focused because it's so small. But it looks as if I finally have a female. Right. Hold on. Right there. Let's see. I'm not stopping until I get it focused. It won't focus well for some reason, probably because I'm so close to it. So let me zoom in. Let me step back and zoom in. Nope, still, but I hope y'all can see that. It looks like a female flower coming on to the Diva cucumber plant. Right there. Alrighty. And Mr. Sunflower, Sunny is still doing good. I like that one better. This one, I guess it's not gonna be as vibrant. It's more of a goldish color. This one here, bright yellow. We're not gonna look at anything else out here. Nothing has changed other than the raspberry and the Diva cucumber. I lost one strawberry and I'm really not surprised. It was the one that I almost lost the other day anyway. Remember when it was outside of the water or the water had run out? So he's struggling. So what I did was I pressed him down a little bit further, spread him out a little bit, gave him a little water, and we will see if he will recover. The rest of them are doing pretty good. So we shall see. Well, we got some action on the propagations, y'all. One of them, right there, has sprouted a new leaf since he's been propagated. Already, y'all. So that I am hopeful. And we know they're all living because I can see the green on everything. The grapevines and the black raspberries. I believe that this will be successful. But this is what I want to see. I said I wouldn't mess with it. I would just let them sprout and see what happens. So obviously, oh, here's another sprout. I didn't see this one. Yeah. Wait, is that a sprout? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2 sprouts. I thought that was a limb that I had forgot to cut all the way down. No, that one. Oh, a 3rd sprout, y'all. And that would be my sister's, okay? Listen, Sherry, what she don't know won't hurt. It's getting switched. But I believe all of them will sprout eventually. Okay. And we're in here because I have a whoop, whoop, whoop. Seed alert, seed alert, seed alert. And y'all gonna hear many seed alerts in the next few weeks here because I'm going to be planting out my fall crops as soon as I decide what to plant. I know cauliflower is in the bunch and broccoli, and I have to decide what else. I think I'm gonna throw some more squash seeds in and they'll be ready to put out in do I want to do late July? I think I'll do late July for the squash once they get the true leaves, because they'll keep going. But the broccoli and cauliflower, I'm going to just let them stay in the seed starting trays until August, around the first week in August. Then I'll put them out because it will start cooling off and they will be able to thrive right out there in the table or the keyhole garden. But here's our seed alert. We've got pole beans coming, y'all. There's one right there. There's one in the middle. That's two. And then there's the third one. I can see them pretty good, but I don't know if you can. That's one. This is two. And that is three. I planted 9 seeds in all, and I planted them in a straight row. So we have one more to come in that row, 2 more to come in this row, and then we have 3 to come in this back row here, the one that's not getting any sun. So I may rotate this later. So that is your seed alert for today. Okay, so now we're going to head into the house, and I'm going to show you. I got my dining room table all cleared off and cleaned today to prepare to make the jelly. And what I need to do is I've been looking at videos and tutorials on the jellies. First of all, I will be going on tomorrow I need to pick up some more sure gel. I found out that is what makes the best jelly. Hold on, y'all. I'm closing up this greenhouse. Give me a second here. As y'all know, I gotta close this good. Give me a second. One more to go. Okay, let me get my bricks. There's one. And here's number 2. Okay, we are, this one right here. Okay, I got it. Okay, I wanted to make sure this is closed good. I didn't open up my tables today on my green beans and peppers. They look pretty good though. I lifted it up and looked at them. They look good. I just watered them and that was it. But anyway, for the jelly making, I've been looking at tutorials, and the one thing I need to get is probably 15 pounds of sugar. I'm gonna go get 3 bags of sugar because it does require part sugar and part water when you mix it, and that's for all the recipes. And then the other thing I need to get is more sure gel because I only have those 2 packs. I have that liquid peptin and I also have that ball peptin, and that's the one they said do not use. So I've got my pictures ready for when I strain the jelly, and then I have to get some lids for my mason jar. I have jelly jars and I have mini mason jars. I buy only vintage because those new ones can bust on you and break. So I use only the vintage mason jars, and some of them are already in use because I canned pickles last year, and I also canned pear preserves. And I still have that stuff. I didn't even eat any over the winter because I was sick most of the winter. Remember, I was in the hospital for a week and then physical therapy for 2 months and all that good stuff. So I totally missed winter because I was busy recuperating, and I pray that doesn't happen this year. One thing that I'm fortunate with MS is I only have attacks once every few years, but when I have them, okay? But anyway, so we'll get started with the jelly. And then also, let me tell you, I messed up, y'all. I ended up putting the herbs in the oven. Why I did that. And I think I dried them too long. When I took them out, they had no smell and they had no taste, no flavor. I tried a leaf. So all I did yesterday was the sage and I did the purple basil. And so after I harvested, and so that's a bust, but I'm still going to prepare this. This is my herb spot. I keep this put away and then I pull everything out whenever I'm about to crush herbs. Fortunately, you guys, well, I did all the herbs, so they're in the refrigerator right now in some water so that they can stay fresh until I'm ready to dry them. So I'm going back to Mama's way. My mother used to string her herbs and peppers, mainly peppers. She didn't really deal with too many herbs, but she always strung her peppers. So I usually string my peppers whenever I want to dry some out, which I will this year if I get a good harvest. And I always string my herbs. This is from last year, you guys. This is last year's basil that I strung back in August. And believe me, it still smells just as good. So I'm going to pull these down right now and add this with the pile. They are perfectly good. They've been hanging in the same spot. Uh-oh, I dropped the herb there. I'll get that later. And then this is the other one. Look at that. A friend of mine bought me that. Okay, so we'll put this one here, and those will be crushed up. So what I use, I bought this at a Goodwill years ago. It's an old medicine crusher. It's like a peel crusher, what pharmacists use. So that works very good for crushing dried herbs. And then after I crush it in that, I take it and I put it in this little sifter. I also bought this at a Goodwill shop probably 20 years ago and never used it until it was herb time. And so what I do is you just sift it on through, and it makes it fine. So depending on how fine this stuff crushes up, I may or may not use the sifter. I have this too, but I washed it and everything, but it's still a little rusty to me, so I might not use this. Okay, so, and then I have the rolling pin, just in case. I may or may not need it, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. If anything, I will use the end of the rolling pin to do a little more crushing if I need to do that, you know, after I use that. And then, like I said, this is for my jellies. So I got these washed out to get ready for that. And so that's basically it. Right now I'm cooking some rice on the stove, and wait a minute. Did I turn? Yeah, I did turn this on. I cooked some neck bones, y'all. Yeah, I'm Southern. Southern in the north. And so let me put my little dessert. Let me find something to stick that in. Okay, well, I'll just stick them on the counter for now. Okay, y'all, so yeah, so I'm gonna get off of here. I just wanted to show y'all that so y'all know that Que-stead-Que is about to get started. And I will, the herbs that are in the fridge, I have French tarragon in the fridge. I have mojito mint in the fridge, although I'm still going to make that drink, and I think I'm going to buy some watermelon tomorrow and make that drink, and the rest of it I'm going to dry. And I'm thinking about making some mojito mint jelly as well later. I have some spearmint in the fridge that I'm going to dry a few leaves of that. Or either I'm going to put them in an ice cube tray and freeze them. And then in the wintertime, whenever I want some mint water, I just pop a couple of ice cubes into my water, and then it can be flavored with mint. That's a good way to preserve mint, spearmint. And then I have, let's see, what else? Rosemary. That creeping rosemary had taken off, so I cut that down. And what's the other herb? Oregano. And I have thyme. So I can tie that because I left the stems on all that. I can tie it up and just dry it. I can hang it to dry. So it's going to take me a little longer for the drying process. And I'm upset about that because I wanted to have some herbs now, okay? But that's okay. That's okay. I'll just do it. And I might decide to try out the dehydrator just to test it. You know, I don't know. I might save a little bit and then put it in the dehydrator just to see what it does, and go from there. If it keeps the flavor and the aroma, then I will continue to dehydrate. If not, then I know that I will get my desired result by just hanging the herbs and letting them dry on their own. I checked my garlic yesterday. My garlic is ready. It's cured. It's been in there 2 weeks. And it is totally dry now. So I'll do a video next week of me. Well, actually, once I harvest the other garlic, that's when I'll remove the cured garlic out of this spot to replace it with the new garlic. And then I will do the video of me cutting the stalk off and cutting the root, you know, the hair part at the bottom off. And I'll get it washed at that point and get it stored. And this is where it will be stored, probably underneath. on that one. This one doesn't have a bottom shelf, but that one does. So that's where I will be storing my garlic. And I also found that you can freeze garlic. You can unwrap it, which I will probably do, and freeze the cloves whole. And it will keep that way. So I'll probably do both, just so that that garlic will last me all winter without going bad. Yep. So, oh, and then as far as the jelly, okay, so I went through my fruit inventory. I have the black raspberries that are frozen now. I have cherries from last year, a big bag. I have a big bag of blueberries. I have a big bag of nectarines. I have a big bag of, let's see, cherry, blueberries, nectarines. I have a big bag of plums and the black raspberry. And it's one more fruit in there. I have a total of 6. So it's going to be some jelly making this year. That's why I have to get lids. I have some lids, but I don't have enough. And I'll go through my mason jars. I hope I have enough of the small jelly jars. I believe that I do. But these batches on that I saw online for just 1 pack and for like only a cup, or no, 2 cups. I think it was 2 cups of fruit, or 3 cups of fruit to 2 cups of water, or I forgot. I totally forgot. But anyway, I have enough. In fact, I'm not even going to use all the fruit at one time. I can do 2 batches if need be. So I will use half the plums. That will get me 5 jars of jelly. When I saw for the amount that the recipe calls for, it will give you 5 jars of jelly, and that's the pint size. So if I use the half pint size, which are considered your jelly jars, not the small jelly jars, but that are actually jelly jars, but the small ones that are half pint, you will get 10 of those and 5 of the pint. So that's a lot for me. So I'm quite sure my sister will want some and all that. So I'm doing I'm gonna do the blueberry, I'm gonna do the plum, and I'm definitely gonna do the cherry and the black raspberry. And then the nectarine, I might pick up on that in the winter. And I think I'm gonna do 2 at a time, because you do have to go through the canning process. You have to boil your lids and bands, and you also have to heat your mason jars, simply because they will break if you pour that hot liquid into a non-hot mason jar. So you go through the exact same process as you would with canning. The only thing is you do not have to place the mason jars back in the canner like you would with processing pickles and other items. So once you get your jars heated, that's it for your canning part of it. And then you do have to, once you pour your jelly, mixture into your jar, you flip the jar over for, they said, 5 minutes. And then you turn it back over, and then you let it set 24 hours so that it can set. And then that's it. So it seemed easy enough. It's just going to be some work, and I really didn't like canning because of the work. I didn't like having to bring the water to a boil and all that, but I'm finna change it this year. I was using my big giant ball canning pot, but I found that my Goodwill canning pot, which was a lot smaller, did a lot better for me. I just couldn't fit as many jars in there at a time. But with me doing jelly, we're looking at only 5 jars for one mixture, and it's precise. So I can put my 5 in the smaller canning jar, or I can just use a pot, as quiet as it's kept, and then and do it that way. So it's going to be a lot easier on me and a lot quicker, because my wait time for the water to come to a roaring boil will not be as long. And I can have that happening at the same time that I'm cooking my jelly mixture, and that doesn't take long either. Okay, so I'm rambling now. We're at 19 minutes, so I'm ending a minute early today, y'all. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. We may do a road trip tomorrow. I need to stop at Walmart. I'm going to see if that Seed Start mix is still only $2. I also need to stop at Menards, and I'm going to swing by Lowe's, I believe, to see if they still have any plants. If they do, I may pick up something. I'm thinking more peppers. So we'll see. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.